Don't worry, we'll get there in a minute. You know, it's why this frustrates me. When I get frustrated, I get very upset. Oh, thank God. Right, okay. Apologies to the man up there for saying that. Right, I'm going to put it on low quality on here because somehow I think it helps the stream. So it looks like now we are getting a picture. Okay, yeah, don't matter how many times I do this, which isn't very often. I cannot seem to get me around OBS and PC gaming, honestly I can't. So, howdy partners! Welcome to Zelda, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I know it's a long title. So we're going to restart, because last time we started, I'm afraid it didn't come out very well. Half of the audio was missing. The huge, thunderous things that were going on were not appearing on the audio, so we've got to do it again. I did a test one. I hope this works as well as the test one, because sometimes I do a test one and then when I do start this, suddenly it goes wrong. So we're starting again, The Legend of Zelda. And I think we'll take that off, the like and subscribe bit, but please like and subscribe. Nintendo presents The Legend of Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom, the sequel to Breath of the Wild, which is a top game. So we start off under the castle by the look of it, with Zelda.
This strange gloom keeps getting thicker. We've been descending for a while now. These tunnels are deeper than I thought. What could be down here?
So there's Zelda, Princess of Hyrule, which is the whole land that we're in. And we are Link. And we have maximum hearts, 20 hearts. Most I got was 15. And I think we have maximum stamina. So we're beneath Hyrule Castle, with lots of these luminous stones that we had in Breath of the Wild, which was a top game. Many people put it as 10 out of 10.
People have been falling ill after coming into contact with the gloom drifting through these caverns. Though here it seems almost misty and not concentrated enough to harm us. We'll keep going, with it coming up from beneath Hyrule Castle. We do not know what waits below, so we need to be ready for anything. But I know I'll be okay with you, Link. Let's go solve this mystery.
Thank you, Zelda. So the first game, as I said on the first one that I did, which although I went wrong, is, now what was I going to say? First of all, you can go back up. So if you don't feel like doing it, it'd probably upset Princess Zelda, but you could go back up and try and get away. Obviously, I'm a bit apprehensive. Whatever it is, we can plan to look at it on the way back out. Let's continue our descent. So I missed the first bit, sorry about that. So we're maximum heart. So she was a little bit doubtful about us in the first one, but she has full confidence now that we've defeated Ganon, and all seems to be pleasant in the land again. So the latest in the long-running series, I adored Breath of the Wild, my first real Zelda game. The other I just kind of toyed with, Twilight Princess. Did a little bit of that, and a tiny bit of Wind Waker.
Huh?
Link. The Master Sword. As you know, it's glowing. Does it sense something? It must be sensing something. I knew we had reason for concern. Ever since the end of the calamity, the castle is falling into neglect. I never could have imagined anything like these tunnels were hiding here. We must be careful as we move deeper. Okay, so if anybody says that I'm not loud enough, or the game's not loud enough, you can't hear Zelda speaking, or please let me know. Please give me some feedback, even if you're just coming in just to say hello and pop back out. If you could just comment whether the sound is okay. So these look like some very ancient structures here. Link, look here. Something's falling on its side. These are ruins from an ancient civilization. Wait, something is written here. Might these ruins be from the Zonai? Which apparently of a very mysterious race that we don't have really any information about that. And also we can talk to them more than once. But we have very little information about these people. Zelda fans, are really, we don't quite know anything about the Zonai, just tiny snippets. These carvings. I'm sure they're Zonai in origin. I've seen designs like this in my studies. The Zonai are said to have lived long ago, in the time of earliest legend. They possessed godlike powers and had a prosperous civilization in the sky. Many history books tell us about the Zonai, but none gives us the full picture. Much is still unknown about them. Exactly. So, and we could get additional conversation. I never imagined this was all deep beneath Hyrule Castle. When I was a child, I asked my father if there was anything below the castle. He told me there was, though seeing it for ourselves or even discussing the matter was forbidden. No one in our family knew anything more than that. Alright, so let's move on ahead. I'm going to do this kind of a little bit quicker than the first one. Those statues there. Is this what the Zonai look like? They seem so different than us, and such large ears. Hello, TG Naidu. How are you? Hope you're well. Thank you for popping into the stream. Very much appreciated. But yeah, hopefully the full sound should come out this time. Last time we had a problem with this audio, half the effects weren't coming out, so hopefully this is okay. So let me know if the game is too quiet, too loud, or I'm too loud or too quiet. If you could give me some feedback, even if you can't stay. Thank you very much. I've been sick this... What was that? I can't quite see the rest of that. It's kind of like hiding there. Let me go full screen on this. Just... Oh yeah. I will be watching, but I've got to do something then when I get in bed and start... I'll sit commenting a lot. Okay, right. I'll read it from my tablet because I can't see the computer thing very well, the screen very well from this distance. Right, so this is what they look like, with very long ears by the look of it. How did the ruins from a civilization in the sky end up here beneath the castle? It looks like the path ahead goes even deeper. Let's continue, Link. So hopefully we'll get the full audio this time. I did a test and that was fine, so hopefully this will work. I'm just going to do a little pan around to make sure there's no chopping and changing, kind of, glitches or anything like that. It seems okay. Now we can swing our sword, obviously, that's jump. Now it's glowing now because it senses something evil, which is this sword. When evil approaches, this sword shines. A bit like, Bilbo's sword and Frodo's sword, really, that kind of thing.
You're not hurt, are you, Link?
I know she's obviously concerned about us, but we're fine.
Look at these murals. The written histories of the royal family include stories of a great war fought long ago. It was a conflict between allied tribes and someone only ever referred to as the Demon King. Is it possible? Do these murals depict the same legend? This is similar to the statues we saw earlier. A Zonai. And these figures look like
Descending
aliens.
from the sky, apparently.
This depiction certainly suggests that the Zonai descended from the heavens. It is said that my ancestors, the first of Hyrule's royal family, were born from a union with gods who had descended from the heavens. These murals tell a similar story, and if they are accurate, then the gods mentioned were the Zonai. They must have forged a relationship with the Hylians of that time, working together to establish the Kingdom of Hyrule.
Okay, which is the land below.
This figure, he seems to be stealing something of incredible power from the young kingdom. This all aligns with what I've read during my studies. And then this, it shows the Demon King. And a fierce battle against him. If the creature depicted here really does represent the Demon King, then... Oh. Incredible! This mural must be the Great War recorded in the royal histories. This is the imprisoning war, and the events that led up to it. Link! This is a huge discovery.
Okay. I think I'll take that.
All right then. Now to use this invention of Pura's. I'm glad I didn't leave it behind.
So it's the Pura.
It's so
not...
easy to record. You point it and click.
Looks very much like a switch. Except
It
that
looks like the rest of the murals are obscured. Just what is this place?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we'll find more answers further ahead. Link, let's keep moving deeper.
I definitely think we'll get more answers ahead. So yeah, please give me feedback on the sound and whether, you know, it doesn't seem to be losing frames, so all that seems to be fine. So let's go a bit deeper. Let's get our sword ready just in case. And this is always a sign of trouble when you see this gloom stuff, this corrupted stuff that we had in Breath of the Wild. And if you went into it, it damaged you. Just seems to be little slivers of it here. By the way, this sold 10 million in 3 days. It's become the highest grossing Zelda game ever. And it's actually beaten Breath of the Wild now for first 3 day sales. That looks a bit ominous there. I'll wait for Zelda. And I presume we go down. Okay, here we go. You should get the full sound effects this time. What is this place? Let's continue, Link. We must be extremely careful. Now obviously you could say not yet, but there's nothing really to collect, so let's go straight ahead. Okay, I'll be Link.
What is that?
Looks like the hand from the trailer. And that's the skeleton. And the hand is falling off, and a tear. drops down. And I don't know, is it a good idea to fix this up? I'm not really sure. But it certainly had an effect on this guy. Oh heck. Corrupting Lincoln, taken away all but 3 of his hearts and very much damaging his arm. So we throw the sword as a last gasp effort, which pierces his flesh.
Is that the sword that seals the darkness? The blade that shatters so easily against my power cannot save you from me. Zelda. You who carries that fragile sword. A link.
Yes.
Raru placed his faith in you. And that was all you could do.
How do you know our names?
And here come the big special effects that you missed last time. We unleash something horrible now. It's beneath Hyrule Castle, so all we got the first time was a few little clicks and bumps. Not all this. I hope you can hear this now. That'll reach now, and that's the end of him. Maybe that nick across him with the blade did do something, but at what cost? Zelda! Go, Link! Quick! We got to save her. Unfortunately, no. But what happened there? Something saved us. The arm pulls us out, luckily. Otherwise we'd have fell to our death. What happened to Zelda? We don't know. All we know is the castle's risen to the sky. These are falling down from the sky. And we better be careful and keep out of the way of those. And I can feel all that trembling on this controller all the way through that. Very good control of this one. It's only a cheap one, but really magnifies the motion on it. Well, that was one hell of a start. A very dark, very dark and dangerous start. It was very light and just a nice sort of kind of opening sequence for Breath of the Wild. A nice light-hearted start. Whereas this one is much darker, and looks like we've taken heavy damage there to our arm, and this looks like it's going to be attached to our arm. Although it's very, very black and covered in the evil that was in the forest or whatever that person was, but some people speculate was Ganondorf. I don't know Ganondorf, I've never met him, never played a game with him, so I don't know. And Link awakes as normal, as he usually does. It's a tradition.
Link, finally you wake.
Who is this?
I've heard a great deal about you from Zelda. Your wounds were severe. I am relieved to see you escape death. Your arm, however, was beyond saving. I had to replace it, lest the injury endanger you further.
Okay, so that explains our arm is permanently damaged, and that protects it now, or does something anyway. So there is our sword, which looks quite damaged now, and we start the game as Link wakes up with a lot of longer hair. Obviously, I think, I don't know, not sure how long after the first one it is, but I guess it's several months. So we seem to have long hair now. And here is the sword, which looks heavily damaged. Looks like a bit flew off as well, so. Yeah. So it's not so good as it was. So the decayed master sword, the sword that seals the darkness, its sacred power has been diminished after being ravaged by the gloom beneath Hyrule Castle. And if we go to our inventory, it will go up there. Okay, so it only has a value now of 1. But that could be sufficient to get through those tangled weeds. And that's the button we should be pressing. Okay, which I've changed the buttons on this because I prefer the B and the A to be swapped. So we'll break through here. Much like the first one, we end up in, the first one we ended up inside a strange structure, but this time it's very ordinary kind of thing, like it's under a tree. So not quite so spectacular first bit, but of course we come into this bit, and that lights up. And this is entirely different. How much? Well, I don't know, a little bit bigger maybe. Let's examine that and see what that is. Seems to be in the shape of a hand, which seemingly we have connected with. And a blue travel point opens up, which is what we had in Breath of the Wild. And some bells seem to be chiming in the background, which has caused that to turn and open the doors. So very much like the first one, in that we interacted with something, the doors opened. There's nothing else in here, so hopefully people will watch this one. This would be like the proper one, whereas the, with full audio. I don't quite know what happened with it, but it seems to be okay now. So we have to jump off of here, but I will try and go through this a little bit quicker, this starter area, because I could always come back to it at some other point. So so that I can, I don't want it to be a 4-hour stream. So this is similar again to Breath of the Wild, where we have to climb up as well. And then usually we come out into the light. Well, we haven't got that yet, so we've got to jump again. So we've only have limited stamina now, limited health because of what happened to us. And let's hope Zelda is okay. So landing in water even from a great height will prevent you from taking fall damage. So seems to imply whatever height we drop from, because we're Link, and I don't know, we're tied up with this legend. We have great resilience apparently. We have some archaic legwear, simple classic legwear. They're well worn and showing their age, but they've still got a few good years left in them. It can be a bit cumbersome to have to tie the straps. Okay, so we have that, and we just open that, and it always goes straight to it. So we're going to put this on like that, and it looks rather nice. If you push that down on the right controller stick, then you can fully rotate them, very much like in Elder Scrolls Oblivion, where we could do this as well. Very nice touch. Alright, so we have a little bit of protection, but not much. There's nothing else in here by the look of it. Okay, so we'll kind of move on. So now we come to the bit where we go outside into the sunlight. A huge moment for Zelda fans when we started off, especially Breath of the Wild. And we have to jump and just look at, so there's many islands in the sky, and there's probably many more behind us, and I don't know, there could be some above us for all I know. So we're going to jump and we're just going to fall. and I presume we could go to the left hand one there and enjoy the music. And there it is, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. 6 years wait for this, and you can see why. So there we go. We can adjust ourselves sideways, but we're just going to dive in. Or you can just land like that. Probably better to dive in, I would say. Might be a bit of an impact. Right, okay, so as I say, we haven't got much damage, so let's try and get to the shore as quickly as possible. It's not too far to go. So, and here we are. We are on the Great Sky Island. So, start of the game. It's yeah, we're covered in clouds. So hopefully, there's not too much problems with me spinning around, but it gets compressed on YouTube as usual. So one looks quite so good on YouTube. And although the game is not, 4K, all the kind of thing you'd expect on the huge consoles and the big powered PCs, that's a Skyrim. A common mushroom that grows near trees on Sky Islands. Eat it to restore health. It still has a quite a delightful art style, I suppose, and it is in better quality. There's higher definition on this. There's more, the rocks and and trees and things, they have got more to them. Right, I see no problem here. I think we'll try and pick up something, because apparently we've got no weapons apart from our sword, of course. Wooden branches such as these are pretty common, but it's surprisingly well balanced. It doesn't do much damage, but it can serve as a weapon in a pinch. Now, this is worth 2, which is actually better than the Master Sword because it's vastly been damaged. So we're going to pick that up. We're going to push that to our right and select with that. So that's what we've got to do. So we've got to push to the right before he hits us, preferably. Get out of the way. We didn't quite make it. And you can take that branch back at you, mate. And I'll pick up the one he was using. Now if we throw the weapon, just when it says that it is badly damaged, if you throw it you get a critical damage of 2 times damage. So it's worth throwing it, but I usually forget. Soldier construct horn. A blade like horn from a soldier construct. It's very sharp, so handle with care. And a zonai charge. Materials used as a power source for constructs and other devices. Its strange light seems to reveal potent energy inside. Okay, plus there's an apple, which it's a good idea to climb up and grab the apples. They're our only source of food at the moment. Try and grab that on the way down. Always fail on that one. We've got nothing to chop a tree down. If we tried hitting it with a twig, we'd take a very long time to chop it down. In fact, we'll probably break before we get to that. So we'll have a very quick look around, but I'm going to do this a little bit quicker than I did the first time, because we have a wooden stick now, which is actually 4, which is double what the twig is. A tree branch with an added grip and excellent balance. Equip it and use it as a weapon. So we'll go to our inventory, and usually goes to that one anyway, and we'll select that, although we could have done it this way as well. Alright, so that branch now, if we actually switch to that branch like that and throw it next time, it'll do double damage. So let's kick on with it a little bit. I'll try and go as fast as I can, but obviously I want to try and pick up a couple of things on the way. But the detail is a little bit better than the first game, because that was developed for the Switch, for the Wii U. This one developed for the Switch, so it's a bit better on that. But it's still not going to be the graphics you see on some games. But they concentrate more on the gameplay than the visuals. Okay, so let's go up to this strange machine here, which looks like it hasn't been used for a long time. Seems to be like machine like kind of trill or whatever it is. Link, I have waited for you. Princess Zelda left something for you in my car. Okay. A switch. This is the Pura pad. I am told this is a valuable tool that will provide you with direction. So it's kind of machine like, but I won't do it too much like that. Otherwise you'll think I'm a nutter. And it looks very much like a Nintendo Switch, which is the whole point. So, Pura Pad. Prince Zelda's prize device. It has a variety of features that are essential for adventure. So that was what she was doing. She was taking pictures of this, of the some of the artwork we saw at the beginning, and we can just open it like that. We can go to our map, and this is our starter area map. Okay, which is fairly big, but there are many others of these islands, some bigger, some smaller. Okay, so this is, and it is kind of 3D-ish, kind of, isn't it? So very interesting. I received it from Princess Zelda. I have now passed it on to you. My records indicate that Princess Zelda is waiting at the location marked on its map. My message has been delivered. Where am I? We stand in the Garden of Time. The Temple of Time is visible from here. It was used in the distant past. Many rites and ceremonies of the kingdom were held there. But no more. Now it is a lonely place, and no one visits. And it's kind of gesturing us to go over that way. So we do these kind of little things where the camera will swing and concentrate on a point. If you don't take any notice of that, then you'll probably get lost. Now we could continue this conversation, but I'm going to try and get through this as quicker than I did the first time, because you kind of got the basic idea. And that apparently is forming a nice bridge for us to cross. So, you know, don't be surprised if you see a lot of people trying to imitate this or bring in the kind of new features that this game brings in. It's very innovative, and it's surprising it works without all falling apart, to be honest, but that's why it took 6 years, because this developer decided to bring this out when it's fully finished, and I'm 100% behind that. I'd rather have a finished game and not rushed out than one which isn't, and I think we all echo that message. And good idea really is not to buy them. That's what I'd recommend until they come out in a good state. You know, some people can do it and some people can't. It looks like they've cracked it with producing a decent game. Hello, you seem to be new here. Do you intend to use that as a weapon against the soldier constructs? What are the soldier constructs? Soldier constructs are those of us given strict orders to protect this land. The Zonai who created us directed them to eliminate trespassers. They will consider you a trespasser. You must treat them as a serious threat. Allow me to offer unsolicited advice. It is crucial to maintain a proper distance and target your enemies. Swinging haphazardly will not yield results. Well, I don't know, I'm not sure about that. You may practice targeting on me if you want, but please do not actually attack. So if you pull the left trigger on a switch, it highlights that, but it doesn't lock you in. This is why I prefer this system than any others. Lock-on mechanism is it doesn't lock you in and then you can't get away. I can just go away like that and it just unlocks itself automatically. So I have full control over my character, but I can still lock on at any moment just by getting closer. And And also it has another function where if I'm facing that way and I turn that way, because I can do full 360 movement here, but then I pull the left trigger, okay, it rotates me 180 degrees, which is a very good tactic if you think somebody's coming up behind you. Alright, so let's move on. Now it wants me to go over there, so we could kind of go directly there, because I don't think there's much else that we could explore. So let's hang on, where is it? Let's cut to the chase and go and carry on. Wrong place. So I hope you enjoyed this. At least this should come out properly this time, and please let me know if the sound and everything's okay. So another jump, and yet another dive. And yeah, we have while we're falling like that, we can we'll get the frog. Oh, I missed it. Try and get the frogs and things if you can, but you haven't got anything to shoot it with, so we've got to take potluck and hope we can catch up to these little monkeys, as I like to call them. So I won't waste too much time. Picking up stones can sometimes reveal something underneath, sometimes a Korok, which is tiny little seedling things that actually is used for upgrading. Although we don't know if it's going to have the same thing in this one. So I won't catch the frogs, seeing as it would take too long. I like the way the clouds, you know, we're so high up that the clouds come in here. So we'll get rid of this guy, and we'll have his stick as well. So a nice easy start, which is what we normally have in a Zelda game. It's a nice easy kind of start, just to get you used to the systems. I would advise picking up some mushrooms, picking up a few extra sticks just in case. You know, explore your whole area before you go any further. It is a good idea to go. You know, there are going to be some chests, some hidden loot, whatever, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. I like the way the clouds, you know, we're actually up in the clouds here. It's really nice. Okay, so we got to head still kind of toward that way. So let's carry on. So it's nice that we have, not only have we got Hyrule down below, but we have the Sky Islands, and we also have an underground as well. So there's lots of new things in this. I mean, if you get there quick enough, you could get this thing, but we got no arrows, so you can't shoot it. You only hope as if it comes back and walks into your path. Okay, right, now we have two, so a little bit of a tougher challenge now. We haven't got a shield or anything like that. When it goes red, then that means they're coming straight for us. Two of them, so we've got to be a bit careful here. And we can kind of jump out of the way here. You can try, you know, if you can get a perfect block, we can do a slam like that. Now we've got three of them, so this is going to be a little bit tricky. So we've got to be a bit careful here. Where the apples will come in handy. Yep, definitely going to come in handy. So these do half a heart. So let's eat a few of those and then maybe a couple of one of those. Right, let's try and weed these down one by one. Maybe that guy first because he's almost dead. Right, okay, right, he got me. Got nothing to defend myself with. It's shield wise. I'll try and keep away from the guy with the longer stick. Obviously, he's got a longer reach than I have, so I'll try and get on to this one. Oh, he got me again. Right, okay, a bit more then. Well, the apples didn't last long, did they? So again, we'll go with this one. Oh, I think the stick broke. I'll tell you what, I'll go with the branch. Tough luck, mate. I don't like these guys with stick. Right, okay, I'm trying. As you can see, you know, I'm a bit of a novice. Right, hang on. Gotta go. I hope I can catch the stream as fast as I got sick. Okay. Alright, thanks very much for coming in, TG. Alright, I found now a crouch. But if you could time it right, you can get a perfect flurry like that. Which means we can get up down and do several hits. So you've got to just duck at the right moment. Uh-oh, but we haven't got a weapon, okay. Let's go for this one then. not great at doing that, to be honest. I sometimes get it, but not often enough for my liking. So we've got all these little charge things. Now I have no idea where I'm going now. I think it's over that way. But again, as I say, you can search all around here, but I'm going to well, I'll get a couple of mushrooms, actually, come to think of it. Put away a weapon as well. I just might need a few of those just to keep me going. Right, let's carry on, but it's a good idea to have a good search around, but I want to make this a little bit shorter than last time because I want to squeeze in as much as I can. Now we can, and that's how you throw it. So if we press that, you can throw it. Alright, and then we can cancel it as well. Plus put it away, so let's carry on. Don't use up too much of your stamina too early. Just see if there's a couple more mushrooms. I might need a couple. You know me, I tend to make mistakes, so hopefully this is okay. Right, there's a fire there. Can I pick that up? No. Okay, another construct here. Give us some help. So I've never played a Zelda game. You know, this has got a good tutorial to show you how to do things. Hello, were you lured in by the delicious smells? I assume so. The ingredients are especially fragrant when roasted by a fire. They may also be tastier and more nutritious. I would not know. You're roasting them. Oh, you are unfamiliar to me. My apologies. Among my tasks is to explain anything that first-time visitors might require knowledge of. You may have questions about this place. Please rest assured that a construct can answer them. I recall that your question was about roasting food. I roast ingredients by placing them beside the fire. I do not eat, but I'm given to understand it improves the taste. I created roasted ingredients in order to enhance their nutritional value. So I invite you to use this fire. Okay. So what we can do is we've also got a nice toasted mushroom. So that gives you an idea is if we drop these things. So we get fairly close to it here. Go into here and then go to the food bit. So this is when it becomes a meal or it's cooked. And this is raw. So let's hold this and say that. Just do 2. We'll drop it there and we'll just let these cook. So when it changes to roasted, that's when you pick it up. Okay? So now that's a baked apple and that's a toasted shrimp. So I would advise cooking all these up. So you may as well pick up all these and a few of those. Try and pick them all up together. Alright, and then dropping them there. Doesn't matter if it drops on it. But as soon as it's, it says baked, pick it up. Alright, so we'll do a little bit more because we're going to need this or we're going to die pretty rapidly. So let's cook every single one of these. You can place it where you like. Just wait for that salt change. There you go. So now we've got a little bit more out of our apple there. So now we have 3/4 of a heart instead of whatever it was before, which I think was a half. Right, and then we'll get a couple more just to make sure. Right, okay, any more? So I'll just check see if there's any more. Right, we have to go up there. So I'll try and get some fish at some point. But we have very limited stamina, so we can't swim for too long. But we have to go up here. So, in the first one, I did a lot of exploring, and it is well worth doing it because you will find the odd thing. You will fight a few more of those constructs and things, but I want to concentrate more on getting more squeezed in this time, so we can fit as much as possible. I've had a little go on my other profile and just kind of learning a few things because this can be. Excuse me, it can be a very tricky game, this one. Right, this guy has got a shield, so it would be worth trying to get this guy's shield. Now let's obviously keep away and wait till that finishes, and then we can go in. We could also do a jump like that, and that will do Another one. Right, so now we have an old wooden shield, an aged worn out wooden shield. It can withstand lighter attacks such as arrows. It's awfully nice. So we just press and hold the ZL, which I've no idea what that means, but I presume it means this. And that is a rusty broadsword, so we'll have that one as well. Which is, I'm not sure if that's a slow weapon, or is that one-handed, or is it a, I think it's a one-handed, yeah. So that's a one-handed one, so obviously, you know, if you've got a shield, you know, you need a good idea to have a one-handed weapon, otherwise, you know, the two-handed is going to be slower, plus, you know, you won't be able to block. Right, so, just press the back key and we can go there. Right, we're going to try and get through this door then, okay? Seems to be where we have to go. Okay, touching it, and this time it does not accept us. Reminded me of Zero Dawn, where we had corruption.
That door will open only to those with sufficient power.
And we couldn't get through it unless it was removed.
I'm sorry. I did not intend to startle you. It was I that spoke to you earlier. That arm originally belonged to me.
Oh, right.
I am Hyrule.
Welcome, RayRay. So he's the source of the right arm. So, sorry about the bleeping outside. Unfortunately, my windows are open.
Forgive me for appearing to you in this manner. Unfortunately, I no longer have a physical form.
Oh dear.
In any case, that arm should allow you to open this door. It seems to have lost the power to do so. You might be able to restore it, but you would need to enter a place filled with sacred light.
Okay.
Of course. Why not visit the shrines on this island?
Okay. Sounds good. So a bit like Breath of the Wild, but slightly different.
The shrines. Yes, I'm sure they are the key.
Okay. So it's kind of a little bit following the first game, where, you know, we had to do so many shrines. But it's done, you know, quite different now. And they are completely different than the first one. I didn't have any problem doing the first one. There was only about 2 or 3 that actually was a little bit more trouble, but eventually got it. But I think these are going to be more complicated. So the closed door. When you tried to open the door to the Temple of Time, RayRay appeared and said he was the original owner of your new arm. He also said you need to revitalize the arms, so the power of its touch will open the door. To do that, visit the island's shrines. A green light spirals above each of them. Okay, and our mission is to find Princess Zelda, of course. Right, okay, so there's a shrine over there. Now we can, if we push down on our right button, we get this, and it has got motion control, and I prefer motion controls for just doing these. And you can mark those, and it's extremely accurate how that marks. Okay, if there are any more, then obviously mark those as well. So I'm going to mark that one as well. And we have so many markers, but we've also got other markers as well, where we've got a lot more of. So it's gesturing us to go to that one there, so I presume we better go there first. So we should be able to, I think, drop down there, but it's possibly drop down there, but won't take the risk. So let's go down this way instead, just to make sure. We can take a goodish drop before, you know, we'd actually take damage, so we're not too bad on that. It's a bit more than some games, because, you know, Link is, you know, is a heroic character of great strength and courage, so he can take much more punishment, apart from a big stick, of course. So I hope you enjoy it. You know, if you want to make some comments, please join into the chat, make some comments. You know, if I ask for help, I could jolly well do with some. because I think I'm going to struggle with this game. Right, we've got found an arrow. Right, okay, another arrow, and it looks like. Oh, I thought that was a bow there. It's like an old decrepit weapon there. Is it? No, it's not actually, is it? Or is it? A bit hard to tell. It's a bit too close up, isn't it? Looks like just a piece of metal or something. Right, okay. So we got to go round to kind of that way. So I'm gonna, you know, as I say, much as I'd love to. Although actually that guy's got a bow, so let's try and get this bow off with this guy. Try and keep out of the way, but we can block it with our shield. Let's found our new sword, which does a lot more damage, and we'll have those arrows. Plus, we'll have his old wooden bow, a wooden bow from olden days. It's built for hunting, but not very powerful. Okay, so we just press on the right trigger and then let go. Very simple and to the point. And that seems to be some kind of chime going off. I will do a little bit of searching around, because you know there might be something handy. Right, but there's something up here apparently. And I could see something that now I tend to like to go in, and if I see some kind of enemies, I like to go in and take them out. I'm a little bit like that, so don't be surprised if I do die quite soon. I do tend to go wading in, much like the first one. But I say we can block this, but obviously time it correctly. But I'm a seasoned professional fighter, that might have been a funny joke, but I'm not. But I like to think I am sometimes, just to kind of boost my morale. Okay, right, so let's keep on going. So the first game, absolutely, won multiple awards. The Game Awards and things, Game of the Year, Design of the Year, Music of the, it won everything. So right, I should be into that point over there, shouldn't I? Why am I coming over here? Well, because I saw that. Right, hang on, I've got where I'm heading now. See that one there? I think I'm heading over that one there. How do I get over there? It's good question. So I should be able to drop down there. Okay. So let's head for that. Looks like nice and simple to get there. So now we have arrows. Might be able to shoot some things. Unfortunately, I can't see anything to shoot. But if we want to get some fish or something like that, we could get some fish, shoot it, or try and catch it if you can. I'll just have a quick look around here, just see if there's anything around here. Aha! Always a good idea to look around the corner. So is it used as a power source for things, so we'll find out about that later. Now the draw distance is better on this, like grass and things as well, so it's more optimised. And how they did this game, and apparently nobody is reporting bugs yet. There's been the old glitch people have found, so I'm pretty sure they'll patch that out, but it's nice to have a nice game that's solidly made from day one and doesn't fall apart. I think we're all getting a bit sick of that, and Nintendo seem to have a habit of just not rushing and taking their time, and I wish a few more people would do it. In fact, most people would do it, because it's becoming very annoying to have to keep playing broken games all the time. Prefer one that's not. And I played through Breath of the Wild and did a little bit of it a second time, and I still have not encountered a bug. That's how good Nintendo are in making games, and which is why it took 6 years, because the stuff you're going to see in this is, people are already raving over it already, how they did it. They don't know how they managed to do it without breaking the game, but somehow they did it, and you'll see why. So I think I'm going to struggle more, because some of these things you need to use your brain a little bit and be a bit creative and all this kind of stuff. I'm really good at thinking outside the box. I haven't even got a box either. So you've made it here. This is a shrine of light. Long ago I filled these places with light that purges evil. I believe this light will restore an ability your right arm has lost. Now then, extend your hand. Okay. Right, okay, so something to our arm. And being absorbed by our arm. What is it? Grab and move objects, rotate them and stick them to other objects. So these powers are very, very powerful. This is the Ultra Hand ability. It allows you to move objects freely and attach them to other objects. With it, you will be able to build a great number of things, really anything you can imagine. Use Ultra Hand and receive the blessing from this shrine. And with that, here departs. So to activate it, you just hold the left button on your switch, and this is the ability to create, and this is what is everybody's going crazy about, is how they managed to pull this off without everything breaking and falling apart. Is, you know, is beyond a lot of people. You know, some developers find that stuff like this breaks. How they pulled this off, we'll never know, but apparently they seem to know what they're doing. Okay, so that's simple enough. Very much like Breath of the Wild, you just have to pick up a thing, and but it's going to be more and more complicated as we go along. So you can pick up this. But now, if we hold it, as it says there, hold the right button, then you can rotate it and tilt it at any angle. Although it only has two, you know, by rotating it, you can kind of do it in multiple ways. You can you know, do it at an angle like that. So although it's only two things, by manipulating it, you can make it go into all different configurations. Now, it looks like that is way too long for this thing here. So this is not going to reach here. So we should be able to get this other one, and we should be able to attach it. So again, we can just rotate it round and go nice and flat, and then you'll notice that as we get close to it, it comes up with attach points, and depending on, you know, where you let go, you know, it will move. So if you put it in the middle there, even though we're off center here, it will pull it into the center so that it perfectly fits. So, but you can do it however you like. So this now should be long enough, and just got to make sure you get it right. If it falls down, then obviously you can pick it back up from up here. And that little sound means you've successfully achieved that particular challenge. So it gives that tune every time we do one stage of it. Now, in the shrine there are always chests. In Breath of the Wild there was too. So there's always a chest somewhere in the shrines. Okay, so I wonder if it could be that it's up there. I don't think you can climb walls in this, so we can't really go up there. But apparently, we have to get to the other side. So we've got to construct something out of these pieces that are lying around. And it's easy way to find out is just to press this and then rotate it around and find out what things are interactable, like that one, for instance. So it's a very quick way of finding out what we can interact with. Okay, so we have to construct something. So we lay this down like this. If you just if you just drop it, it won't glue. So it's only if you press the attach one. So we'd have to rotate that kind of that way, then rotate it, say, that way, so it hooks on, and again it will give us an attach point. So it's only when you press A to attach it that it sticks. If you just let go, just press the back button, it will not attach, it just drop. Now we don't need more than one, So this should be sufficient. So all we need to have to do now is just place this, because it will be all connected as one piece. And you can unglue these, so you know, you can unstick it, so you can just shake it like that a couple of times and then it will unstick. So you can do it like unstick things if you think, you know, you've made a mistake. But we'll go with this, put it on there. And obviously this thing starts moving because there's a slight slope, so make sure you get on it. So really, in the first game, lots of people like to experiment because there was different ways of doing things. So this time, in this game, they've decided, well, why not let the player, or give them a load of tools so that they can do what they want. And that's exactly what they've done. Now, there's a chest thing going over there, but I don't think I can reach that. Let's see if I can get right to the edge. I should have actually tried for that before I came here, but you can always go back in. No, I can't quite reach. So I've missed that chest, but you can always come back later to pick up the chest. So now that we've completed it, we'll examine this. I'll put the hand on there again, interacting. So I hope you enjoy this. At least you're going to hear all the sound this time. You've done well to reach this place. These weird shapes, kind of zone-eye shapes. We offer this light that will cleanse you of evil. I love the music. It's kind of like it's like it's part backwards. It's kind of strange. First one we used to get these little round, you know, sort of blue ball things. This time it's kind of a very bright, shining light, but that seems to be cleansing a little bit of evil from our arm each time. Just small amounts. And there's probably going to be a lot of these, because there was in Breath of the Wild, I think it was 120 in the first one. Oh, hang on, I didn't read what it said there. May the light of blessing grant you the strength you seek. It looks like these are always the same, whereas in the first one it was slightly different. They look slightly different. It looks like they're all pretty much the same this time. And then it shows you where you are on the map while it's just loading in the outside. It's really just loading in textures, really. Okay, so we've done that. You did very well getting through that shrine, and you've restored an ability. This is wonderful. If you visit and complete 2 more shrines, you should be able to open the door to the Temple of Time. You may want to mark the shrines in the distance with pins, then you will never lose track of where they are. The Pura Pad offers you a very useful scope. It's quite handy. So this is for new players who don't know. What we do is press it. So we press it like that, and then we kind of aim it where we want to go. We can't use motion controls or the stick. I prefer the stick because the stick is, you know, it moves very quickly, whereas with this it's much more precise. But first of all, we're going to have a look for them first. We'll just there's one way up there, so that's already been marked. Okay. So it's a good idea from a high vantage point to look around, pick out things that you'd like to explore, or pick out the shrines or towers or something like that, you know. So there's one there, so we'll mark that one. So how many have we got marked on the map? Let's see. So first time you get that little animation. So we've marked off 2, so there's one more somewhere. So we've done that one and we've done that one. Done that one and that one. So there should be another one somewhere, so I presume over this side. Or maybe not. Okay, well let's go for down there then. Now, I think you can jump this gap here, but it's a little bit risky, of course. And there's always stuff lying around for you to get to other areas. So if you want to get across here, for instance, you know, you could do. It might be worth doing that. So let's just join this together a minute. So just rotate that. So it won't be too long doing this. Get through it a little bit quicker. Watch you don't fall off the edge, by the way, while you're doing this. So once it's... I can do that. I don't know if that's long enough. If it isn't, we can always add another one. And we can push it further away as well, like that. So it's a good idea to just kind of just check it is touching both before we let go. Alright, and then we'll rush across. Very, very bright up here, but we're very, very high up. And there's always lots more of this lying around. Now, I don't think there's anything up there. But sometimes you'll find, you know, little things lying around if you pursue it. There's nothing up here, so it looks like we've got to go to the right down there. So let's go back out. It looks like there's something here. There's a way of getting down, so let's just have a look at that. Oh, it looks like it's over there. Hang on, let's go back down here then. So let's see, make sure I jump this. Yeah. Right, okay, if we go up there, we might be able to get across. If I see a fish or something, I'll try and get it if I can. Or, I think there's some fish here that you can't get down below, so it's probably a good idea to look out for those. Alright, I can't see one. And just try not to drown, you will die if you run out of stamina. Okay. So hopefully everything's going fine, there's no problems. Can't see drop frames, whatever that means, but saying 0, so I take it is good. Right, again we've got we can put something on here and that will take us all the way down there, which I presume, is that the one we just went to? I think that was the one we just went to. So is there one over here? I can't quite see, but yeah, oh yeah, so we could go over towards that one. Can't see any others at the moment. So a very quick look. That one there looks like it's going to be a bit difficult to get to because it's a bit cold. Right, so again, a similar thing. We're just going to ride down there. So we'll do the same thing again. Just drop that there. Pick this up. Don't worry, if we picked it off at an angle, we can quite easily turn that by just doing this and doing that. And what we do, you know, maybe go over the top of this and make sure it's going to attach right. And so we could actually do it like that, self-attach it whilst I'm actually standing on it like that, and it will attach on, and we can go down it at the same time. But you can make it wider if you want. You can put 2 of those planks together, so you got 2 of them. I'm going to stay behind in case it tips down and I'll fall off. It's rather satisfying. Okay. So we know now we got Ultra on, you know, we can you know, pick up all kinds of stuff. I want to get on there, you know, and take that off if you want and take it with you. But of course, as soon as you jump or climb, it's going to drop. Oh right, okay, we got ourselves a stone axe. So now we can cut up logs. So we should be able to get across, but there is something here. Actually, it might take a second one to quite honest. And now they've given you the ability to actually drop from this menu, which is you couldn't before. So we don't have to go in the menu quite so much. Let's see what he wants. Fix your gaze forward, face it head on. Pardon me, I was absorbed in my wood cutting. Are you here for wood cutting too? No, not really. Ah, I see, my apologies. There is an axe I no longer need over there. It is available to use if you want to do some wood cutting. Alright, can I have these as well? Which is some wood. So if we equip that axe, like so, we can chop down a tree, and wherever you're facing, that's where it'll fall. So obviously do it over here. Even if you started doing it that way, you know, it's where it, you know, the last hit strikes, and then that turns it into bundles of wood, and will sometimes drop a tree branch. So if you're short on tree branches or wood, that's a good idea. There's also a fire here. I don't think I've got much more food, have I? Just a little bit. Now this one, if we cook that with something, so if we had some meat or something, or a fish, something like that, we could cook that in there. I'm going to swap to a different weapon. So we just got sticks and a chopping thing at the moment, and we got to somehow get over to there by the look of it. But obviously there's no way across. But there is this gap which has these convenient slots, so looks like we could actually join some logs together. So we chop down a couple of trees here. Whoops, wrong one. By the way, that will damage the thing, so the correct tool is needed for the correct thing. Obviously this is better at chopping wood, but this time we're not going to chop it down, we're just going to use our hands to pick it up and glue it to that one. Alright, and then we'll see if that's long enough. If it's not, we'll have to add another one. And of course we can do this so it's a little bit more aligned. Now if that's going to make it, looks like it is going to make it. So we drop down. Okay, so yeah, go very carefully. If you want to go carefully, more carefully with this, press the snake button. And you're just going to hug it a little bit better than if you tried to just wander across, you might fall off. Right, so we seem to be heading ever closer to our target. And again, you know, there are things that, you know, it's like this bit here is kind of wall on its own, we can't get to it. So we could, I suppose, I think we can move this. So we could say, you know, move this, you know, obviously rotate it like that. We could kind of, you know, if you let go, you can do the forward and back. So you know, you might be able to just position this in a nice place where you could cross that. So if I did kind of like that, I'm not sure whether that will be far enough. Oh, I don't know. I might actually be able to do this. So I probably could have gone a little bit more forward. We should have enough to climb that. We can always do that. If you've got plenty left, you can always do that. But it does consume a large amount of stamina. So only use that if you feel you have enough to finish it off. Because that will eat stamina quicker than if you go up nice and slowly and gently. So got a nice apple there. And we got a nice chest. So that was well worth doing. Right, what have we got? We have some amber. So amber in Breath of the Wild was very kind of round, you know, just like you'd expect a kind of gem to be, but this time it's pointed. And you find out why, I suppose, later. Right, okay, so now we've got to get back. This could be a little bit tricky, so what I'll do, I might just bring it a little bit closer. Or that might... Let's go, I'll tell you what, let's go a little bit higher. I don't know if I can make this, but hopefully I can. Ooh, just. That's a little bit hairy, wasn't it? Right, okay, so we got that. So it looks like we got to get across here. So we're kind of heading towards that one there. So let's head towards that. Again, we could do some cooking. Hello? Shh, quiet. I am engaged in hunting. Hunting? Yes, I hunt wild creatures that inhabit the forest. I do not remember seeing you here before. So it's a ranger construct. We constructs fulfill several roles. One is to provide any necessary explanations to newcomers such as yourself. Other constructs you meet will be able to answer questions you may have about other subjects. My speciality is hunting. To hunt is to dispatch wild creatures. Many of them dwell within this forest. They are highly nutritious to organic life and they are also extremely wary. Hunter must not make noise. Crouching is essential. So if you press the left button, left joystick down, it will crouch. Bow can be used straight from afar. Aiming for weak spots is best. I will give you the bow placed over there. Use that as you please. So it gives us 10 arrows and a bow. Okay, so what we do is we can. So quick selection. You know, we can press that. So if we press to bring out our bow, we can select between the bows quite easily like that. All right. So obviously, crouch. We can get a little bit closer because you notice we have a noise meter as well as a temperature gauge. Well, I think he heard that actually. But you know, if you're on one of those, it is, you know, absolutely tremendous shots. You might be able to pick this guy off. I'm not very good. And it looks like there's the guy up there. So looks like we can go up there, possibly. Have a quick look around here. So let's climb up here then. I'll try and get a fish if I can. Ah, there's fish there. So let's see if we can get this. So we can shoot them with a bow. You can kind of jump in and try and collect them, but you know, shooting is probably the easier way. I mean, in the last game we were able to actually, you know, throw a bomb at it, but we haven't got bombs. So this is the ancient arowana, a lively fish that hasn't changed much since ancient times. Its nutritious meat can restore a bit of health. So it'll only do that the first time. After that, it just picks it up. Something just took off there. Right, this creature is a threat. What's this then? So I think that's what the creature's saying, that I am a threat. So, oh no, maybe not. My next batch will also be tasty. Pardon me for not noticing you. I was absorbed in preparing my next meal. I do not recall having seen you before today. I must doubtly apologise for my inattentionness. Sorry. It's a duty of a construct to field any question that those such as yourself may have. You may pose these questions to any construct. We will answer them as best as we can. So, I'm not really interested, you know. Meals here, but they have other effects as well. Do not be alarmed when this happens. So, yeah, cooking is very good in this game. It's actually probably one of the most important bits of the game. Sorry, I meant to hold it. I find this the best one I found. So if I do that one, that's just an ordinary one along with this, so it doesn't give you any special effect. But if we added this one into it, it increases our movement speeds, and then we just back out of that. As long as the cook comes up and you're close enough, you'll do a little animation, and you can actually see it kind of actually getting darker as it cooks. But you can skip that, but it doesn't really skip a lot, to be honest. So we have now a 2.5 hearts hasty mushroom skewer, which grants low level movement speed, and it gives a little description there. Okay, and you can also check the recipe of that. So if you go into your menu and go to here and then you press this, you can actually check the recipe and it will tell you. So it tells you all this information as well, just in case you didn't know. So that's a new addition to the game. Right, we're still heading towards, where are we? Kind of towards that one, so let's head that way. So I won't do any more because I haven't really got any more. So let's try and get to that. I don't know which one it is. Is it the one that's really high up and in the cold area? Because we won't be able to go in there yet unless we have something that will warm us up. Looks like it's not cold or anything like that, so it looks like we'll be alright. Let's drop down there and go this way. Can I possibly hit that? I mean, is that a possibility? Doubt it. Okay, so we're very close to it now. There's something here threatening us, so let's change to a proper weapon and use our shield, of course. Can kind of do a jump. Can actually jump back as well. I've got a backflip, so if you it's just a question of time. It just as he's about to hit, he's kind of like get away like that. But obviously stay out of the way while he's spinning. Alright, okay, not very good at that obviously. I never was very good at the ducking out of the way on any game really. Ow! Well, he caught me spinning while I was doing that. So I'll take something, I think. Right, that's going to give me 2 and a bit. So I'll tell you what, we'll do a couple of those. And one of those. So I can keep that meal for a little bit longer. Right, he's got a shield as well, so... Obviously, you know, try and block first if you can. Especially this guy. You can do it, you know. Managed to, I think, block a bit there. Okay, right, you know. I like getting stuck in and getting in there and... Somebody's shooting at me. There is somebody shooting at me. Right, take this back at you. Allow for a bit of fall off. Look at that. Hole in one there. What's this? Rusty shield. That's mine. Thank you very much. If you want to change it, you press the left side of the D-pad. Alright, so you press this side. Okay. So we'll go for the rusty one. I want to keep that one. Right, now this again, we'd like to take it. So what we'll do is we'll go here. Well, it's best to get that weapon out first, so you can switch to that one. So, is anything? I might keep that one there because that's good for sort of like jamming away at things. I'll just get rid of one of these sticks, and we'll have that rusty sword. Right. Anything else? There's another arrow there. So always look out for those little arrows. If they fire arrows at you, it's a good idea to, you know, pick those up. Or maybe just keep it out of the way or keep blocking it, and then eventually you'll get a nice sum of arrows. But I think it stops at about 10. Now it's that chest there. Once we kill all these enemies, we should get hold of that chest there. Now this is the rangers. So you know, you haven't got much. You know, if you go in there full pelt, and it changes to that when you've killed all the enemies in that area. As a kind of thank you. You can't get that until he says here. So right, okay, I'm going to switch to this. Quickly get that because there could be anything in here. It could be arrows, it could be food. Well, this time we've got a load of arrows. There goes the chimes again. So, and there's more arrows. So always a good idea to break stuff open. This game rewards you for breaking things open, and it will always give you something interesting most of the time. Sometimes it won't, but until we get a nice valuable opal. So those are very good things to sell. Right, okay, we have to get over there. Okay, well, it looks like we can just follow the river there. But yeah, as I say, you can explore all the way around all these little islands, but I'm going to go a little bit quicker on this to kind of squeeze in so that it's not quite a 4-hour one this time. So we're going to... What's this here? Well, this guy is... Well, I was going to say he's very fat, but he's not. He's, it's like a little... This is the Korok. This is in Breath of the Wild. They're little seedling things. This is awful. Where's my friend? You can see me? I'm a Korok, one of the children of the forest. I was travelling with my friend, but we got separated. And he's over there, apparently. So my friend is sending up a smoke signal. I can't wait to catch up. I'm so tired that I can't move. That's because you've got a huge back thing on your back. I'll pick up that. That is a stamina shroom, so it's chock full of natural energy. Cook it to restore for stamina restoration properties. So, okay, so I kind of didn't know what to do on this. I didn't have any idea, but it's not simpler than I thought. So we'll do the same method again, but this time we've only got logs. So, and you could kind of do it like that if you want. You don't have to do it the way they. Oh, I forgot to attach it. Yeah, always press the attach button. So we'll do the same kind of thing again. So we'll kind of rotate it like that so that it's going to be that way. Then we'll kind of stick it on there. It's a good idea to just stick it all together first before you place it on. Oh, that's a little bit off centre. Yeah, maybe a little bit off centre there. Let me just give it a little shake and put it in the middle. Alright, it wants to go on the end. Okay, well, we could have 3 long. I mean, I'll cut one down and put 3, but I don't know, I think that'll do it. But it probably, I didn't know how to help this friend, so what I did was I made 2 of these. I sort of left one for him because I thought maybe he would come back over, but he won't. But what I didn't realise is that you can pick this guy up. and you can actually glue him on as well. So, which is you know, kind of threw me when I found this out. Hang on, try and then you can stick him on like so. Yeah, it's rather good fun. So now we're going to attach it. Better watch out in case you know, it's broken or something like that. Right, and then we'll try and get on as fast as we can, and we'll go sailing down. So that's the green smoke. So whenever you see green smoke with a kind of Korok, it's a long way away. You know, there's somebody, and he will reward you for doing so. Oh, my friend and I got separated. My friend sent up a smoke wiggle. I can't wait to catch up with him. I'm so tired I can't move. Sorry if I'm speaking stupid. Oh, I pressed that up by mistake, so I meant to jump. Right, so again we can just take him off. Give him a wiggle, get him off. And then we just place him near his friend, like so. Like that. Right, don't have to stick him this time. Right, and then we'll chat to his other friend. Reunited at last, thanks. And you know, they're all slightly different. I'd like to give you something, but here's all I have. A Korok seed. So to give you 2 Korok seeds if you help these guys out. So, you know, if you do see more than one of these, don't worry about it. We'll say, gotta go. I hope to catch the Golden Dream as fast as I got set. Yeah, I think I'd already read that one. Right, okay, so if you help these guys out, they give you extra Korok seeds, which, you know, they've had a huge amount in the last game, so I would say, you know, the more you get, the better. It's another one of these things, yeah, it seems to be in these little dead kind of constructs. Right, so it's over there, so obviously we've got to go down here again, so it's the same kind of process, but this time, got a sail. Would a sail be effective? I suppose if it's windy it will be. Now of course again you could chop down another tree, so you know it's going to be a little bit off centre. So I'll chop down a tree. Oh hello, it dropped an acorn. So often found on the ground near trees, squirrels adore this nut, so you may have competition while foraging. Add one to a meal for a nutty seasoning. So when you add some of these extra things, ingredients, they sometimes give it a little boost. And that means it will be, you know, give you more hearts or something. So it's a good idea to actually do that. Let me rotate this so that it's not going to go at a weird angle, and then stick it in the middle so you can see roughly where it attaches. Look, because otherwise it's going to be off centre again, isn't it? And then we'll stick one of these on. So I don't think it matters which way round it is, really. Then we do this, stick that on, so it looks like it likes to stick it in the middle of these logs, so we'll do that. So, I don't know, so we could stick a sail on that, I suppose. I don't know, I mean it seems a bit odd, you know, but, you know, you could always, you know, why not stick a sail on it just for like a joke? You know, why not? Although I don't know, it's going to get in the way, isn't it? That's a good point, mate. Yeah, it's going to get in the way, isn't it? It's going to hamper our style, man. Well, no. Okay, we'll forget that then. But you could build whatever you want, you know. You let your imagination fire ahead at 90 miles an hour if you want. I'm not very good at that kind of stuff, you know, my brain died a little while ago. And I'm still trying to get it back, so I'll just get off the ground a little bit so it starts to move and then jump on quick. So just like we're nearly there, we've just got to cross that huge amount of water there on the look of it, which could take a bit of getting across. Could take the sail word us, to be honest. Think of that one. Okay, but you know, and I could just unhook that and use that if I want. So we've got to get over there. Obviously that's a long swim, we'd never make it, so let's see what's up. Oh, now, things like insects and whatever, best approach these very cautiously like that. And then you'll be able to pick them up. But obviously, you know, we're making a bit of noise, we have a heavy metal shield on our back, so you've got to be careful. If I change, say, to that one, it might not clunk and clank around quite so much, so it might not be startled so much, so it'll make less sound, and obviously the slower you go, they're less likely to make sound anyway. Right, okay, we have another one of these guys. Tell you what, let's try this. Well, I'll tell you what, let's save that one. Let's go for the stick this time. They all have different animations and effects. Time it just right. It could lock on, as I said, but it doesn't lock you in at all. And I could. Oh, well, I missed that one, didn't I? You could say I'm not very good at dodging. There's an element of truth to that. I never was a great dodger. Okay, well, I'll get in first if you can. Take that. Take that back at you. Now and defeats the great RayRay. Awesome. Not today. That's a thick stick. I'm thinking a thick stick might be better than a not thick stick. This thing's almost broke. I'll tell you what, I'm going to drop that one. I know what you're saying. Like, well, yeah. I just fancy that. Nice big thick stick. Nothing better than a thicker stick than. And I can still use. No, I can't use shield. Right, okay. Well, we'll try them all out. They're all. You know, you can play it. You know, you play it how you want. You can do it sneakily. Sneak is very good in this. So we can do the sneaky approach. We can do. You know, we can be. You know, be an archer and just fire arrows at everything. You could be a soldier. You know, you can do all kinds of stuff. You know, all right. Magic abilities. Well, you could possibly do that as well. Because we don't have magic, but we do have special powers. Right, okay, we've left a load of cells here, so I'd say let's sail our way across and use the wind probably. And so we stuck two together. Let's another big stick there. There's also a big thick twit there as well. Now you might think, oh, is that really going to hurt me? Well, it will. Okay. See what I mean? It doesn't do a lot, but. And this is a choo-choo jelly. It is a gelatinous substance that comes from a choo-choo. Yeah, woo-woo. It's unusual in this state, but applying an elemental stimulation will change its form. So you can actually change its form. So I don't know whether it's chemistry or physics. It just says it's physics, you know. But apparently there's physics and there's chemistry in this game, but it just doesn't believe me. She thinks they're both the same thing. And she says that's correct, and I'll go with that. But I did do chemistry and physics, and I was very good at it. But I didn't become a nuclear scientist or anything like that, due to my lack of forethought. Right, and then so it just put a sail on, and that seems like the easiest way of getting out of this, doesn't it? And obviously sticking it that way would probably help as well. So hopefully the wind will be in our. Well, it does seem to be going in our direction. I'm going to stick that in the front. Oh dear, turn round. But I think it'll move itself around. So, actually, let me just put it on there a second. Just want to see if there's anything over here. You never know. It's always worth investigating a little bit. Won't mind a couple more apples. As soon as I'm probably going to die 100 times. Get these guys out of the way quick. You see what I mean about changing its elemental form? This is something I didn't really do at all in the first game, was actually use this elemental stuff. I hardly ever used it, and I wish I had now, because it's got a very interesting mechanic. I sometimes don't see the less obvious. But I would say the wind's blowing that way. I'd say get on there and jump on it pretty quick, because we will climb up a bit, and then go to the other side. Let the wind carry us. And Breath of the Wild, you could get a leaf which could propel this, and you could point it in, you know, like say I wanted to point it at an angle, and then you could use a leaf to kind of propel it in that direction. But we haven't got that, unfortunately. Looks like it's all kind of got barriers across there to stop us going off the edge and dying, because obviously it's trying to keep us alive. Hello, Chess! Hang on, let me just say hello to Chess. Hello, Chess, how are you? My teacher was very late, so it's right now. Okay, sorry for I'm very slow sometimes. It's because I got to look to my left all the time. It's a little bit harder for me to actually see when people come in. So sorry about that, Chess. Nice to see you, Chess. You are streaming while I am in class. Sorry about that, but you know, I'll be here for another, you know, another good hour and a half. So, but if not, you can always watch me later. Just remember, Chester, hit that like button. You know, you love doing that, don't you? We all like doing that. It all helps the, you know, the YouTube algorithm. I don't even know what that means, but apparently there's some kind of mathematical formula devised by some genius that means, you know, more people are likely to watch your stuff. So if you want to promote my stuff, you know, I'll be very appreciative of you. Right, okay, we're up against Scott. We're up against a huge waterous blob here. What am I going to do against this thing? Now, sure, I can get out of the way of it. Look at that. Look at that. What that for a dodge. And choo-choo jelly in my back pocket. Thank you very much. Right, I'm very close to this thing. Looks like it's right up there. So let's not cut to chase. Put the weapon away first. Can't do that in Skyrim, can you? Alright, I haven't got I was going to say it hasn't got the fidelity of Skyrim, but Skyrim, you know, is 11 years old. Oh no, is this better than Skyrim? I don't know, probably. Oh, look at that. Now, in Breath of the Wild, you could destroy that with a bomb or something. But we haven't got anything like that. So let's go in. I'm glad your teacher was late. It means you caught a little glimpse of it. So you can skip this because it does the same thing every time, but really it doesn't really skip that much. So, you know, it's totally up to you what you do. And when we come through here, see, it tells you exactly where you are on the map, but it didn't in the first one, I don't believe. Get some little nice handy tips on here as well, you know, worth looking at that if you're thick like what I am. And we can skip this bit because all he's going to do is walk forward and then it turns round into that. But if you skip it, you barely skip in 2 seconds. Right, so you've made it here. Now then, extend your right hand. So I don't know if this is RayRay every time, but it looks like it might be. And again, we get this, you know, we get this ball which kind of has a sword on it. It kind of gives you a hint of what I might be doing. First one was a hand, and we got Ultra Hand. This one is fuse, so we can fuse something. So attach something to an equipped weapon or shield to enhance it. You can undo the fusion, but that will destroy whatever has been attached. So if you added something to it, you can just destroy that bit and still keep your main thing that you attached it to in the first place. This is the fuse ability. It allows you to fuse something nearby to your weapon or shield, thereby enhancing it. So giving it more damage, or you know, something like that, or producing a different effect. Why not pick up that sword just ahead and then fuse a nearby object to it? So use fuse and receive the blessing from this shrine. So if we do what it tells us to do, it presents us with a little puzzle. I'll be back soon, hopefully, if my teacher doesn't drag the class. Except she doesn't. So see you later, Chess. I hope you enjoy it. So this time we're getting full sound this time. First time we had a problem with the sound where half of it wasn't coming out. So as you can see, we've got this. Now we've got a weapon here. Now let's just go up to it and find out what it is. First of all, it's a rusty claymore. A two-handed sword, not properly cared for, although it can be used as a weapon. Its durability is very low. Don't expect it to last for more than a few strikes. But we can pick it up. But using the power of fuse, which is pre-selected for us, we can either join it to our shield or our axe. Now I'm going to cancel that and change that weapon to say, I don't know, that one. Alright, so we could, if we press this, we could attach it to the stick, which I bet you're thinking, well, that's ridiculous. But